All right, today we cover some exciting material on the Daisy 25 and to show how good the engineering is and talk about things to overcome. Okay, so one of the main complaints before we get to the details of the ammo on this and how to keep track of it is the double shot. Okay, so here is the power plant. And so let me explain this real quick. What happens when people load up their shot tube just like that and put it back in, they don't cock their gun. And this has been a kind of a debate. I'm with the old timers that I set my gun on safe. All right, so let's go over this. I set it on safe. Okay, and cock the gun. Okay, and rack it. And so what happens when you do that? Your power plant comes back, and this metal straw comes out of your barrel, comes back out here. Okay, and so you do that. Always set it on safe, your very first move, and then when you put this back in your gun, the straw is back here and it won't knock it out. Otherwise, what happens when you put this in your gun and it hasn't been cocked, this goes right over the top of that metal straw or air tube. It pushes a BB up your barrel. And then when you cock your gun, another BB comes down to the magnet and you end up double shooting, which destroys your shot and is a waste of two BBs. Okay? So it's just that simple. I've talked to enough old timers, and I'll credit them in the written section, that yes. So when you are ready to load up and ready to go, set the safe, cock the gun, and load this thing in. Okay, so now let's go over the finer points of the magazine system on this. Now I've heard people complain, oh, you only get 50 shots compared to the Red Ryder. But what advantages do you have with this gun over the Red Ryder other than, at least in my experience, almost no malfunctions and easy to clear jams? Okay, all right. Compared to the Red Ryder, you can shoot this from the shoulder if you're big enough. I can't manage that. But otherwise, as fast as you can work this pump, you can literally aim down like I'm showing and shoot 50 times reliably, no dry firing, and it shoots a BB every time. You can't do that with a Red Ryder, especially aiming down like that. Okay, so all right, now let's go over the finer points of this. Okay, now how do we track our BB count? Okay, that's a big complaint. Okay, they say, okay, well, you can't track how much ammo you have left in your gun. Yes, you can. Set your safety, cock your gun, rack your pump, takes the straw back and away, and then you can take this out and see what your count is. Okay, so let's say you've been shooting. So let's take some of these out. Okay, now let's take a look at that now. All right, so now here's go over some finer points that people really don't know. Okay, there are 6 BBs hiding in there under this die-cast metal part that threads into your gun. So always this guy right here on a clean side look of that window right here, that BB window, you have 7. That's number 7. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I have 16 shots left. Okay. Also, that's how you want to store this gun. You don't want to store it fully loaded. That can be hard on the compression spring. So if you're done shooting for the day and you have BBs, let's say up to my thumb, take it out and take it down to there. So you can shoot it just whenever you want. You'll have your gun loaded or have it, you'll have BBs in it, but it won't damage or wear down your compression spring. That pushes this feeder up. Okay. So let's go over a few more facts. As I've stated, the BB here that you see is number 7, and you count forward from there. Okay. Also, you will only see 44 BBs. When you have it loaded all the way to the top, you'll see only 44 if you count them individually because of the 6 hiding in here, but so it does take 50. Okay, now let's look at something else. Okay, so I'm going to get the rest of these BBs out of here that you can see. Okay, so this is where it gets dangerous because people would think, oh, well, there's no more BBs left because they can't see any. No, but if you turn it to the side, that feeder, when it's getting close to being done, and we'll cover that too, it gets down to that die-cast metal part right here. You see that gap? Here's that handle of the feeder. There's a gap. There's still BBs in there. So let's have fun here, and we're going to use the power plant like you really do. And so when you cock your gun and shoot, it hits a BB, fires it, you cock it again, another BB loads on the magnet. It's 2, 3, 4, and that's it. So it had, that one had up to 4 on it that I couldn't see. It can have up to 5. Even if you empty them out, it can, the magnet can hold 5. You can't see them, they're hiding under there. So that is something important to know. So those are all clear. Okay, there, now you can see the white on the wall. So this is show you what happens when you have just one BB in there and you make the mistake of thinking it's empty. You don't want to get careless with your gun. Okay, now that looks really close. The flap is really close to the die cast, but guess what? There's still one in there. You, of course, just look in there and you'll see it. And so there we go. Okay. So now, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right. So again, so 44 BBs you can see in here. The one that's always on top here, when you have enough BBs that this feeder is coming up and you see a string of BBs, is number 7. You count up from there. Okay. 44 you can see, and 6 inside the die cast right here. Okay, thank you very much.